Hello, my dear Taurus. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between June 1st and June 15, 2018, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I read for the signs in order of most liked videos, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for your sign. I have put astrological information for the month of June in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se. The reading can go both ways. The message is for the people who watch it, so if you cross-watch for another sign and recognize yourself as the main person of the reading, just trust your own intuition and you will get the message you need. I have added a new deck to my general reading that I have used successfully for my private clients for a long periods of time. The lovely Ashosen I will use for the more spiritual mid-month readings. The new deck is the Druid Craft Tarot by Philip and Stephanie Cargone, illustrated by Will Worthington, and I will start shuffling your cards. So, my dear Taurus, when I open your deck here, I see Queen of Wands and Ace of Pentacles. So it seems like you are on fire and that there's new prosperity, new things that's ready and waiting for you. You might, of course, also be dealing with a fire sign. This is usually Aries, but might be a Leo or Sagittarius as well. And Ace of Pentacles is a gift. It's something, it's like an embryo, something that if fertilized, it will be manifested into your life. So it seems very creative, like you are about to create something new, something wonderful for yourself. Or maybe someone is offering you a gift here also as well. So I call the divine with love and light. And here we have the Two of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles. So for some of you, there might be romance, maybe with a fire sign. It might also, again, be some kind of creative endeavor to start to do the things you love to do. And maybe also in partnership with other people. And it's chance for new love or for a deepening of some love situation. So I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world, and here we have Death and Ace of Pentacles. So Death is like death of the old, Ace of Pentacles is the new beginning. So these cards often come together because when death comes, things are being released, like this eagle here, and old energy is being released, so new energy can flow into your life. It's like if you're taking water and shovel it, and new water will always stream in to where you're shoveling the water. So it's like this: if we take out the old, new will come in, and you will create a current of new fresh energy in your life. So with the death, I feel like you have ended things that didn't work for you, maybe ended also old ways which you were doing things through, it might be, I'm thinking of something specific here, and it's old way of doing things might have been released. And we see the freedom eagle here also. So it feels like freedom more than, it might have been a great sacrifice, but I think it was a sacrifice of something that anyway wasn't that harmonious in your life. And we see the snake here. It's the only toxic snake we have in Sweden, and it's not particularly toxic, but you don't want to step on it anyway. So the snakes represent change, transformation, how they shed their skin. So that's mainly what I'm feeling with this, that it's kind of you have shed your old skin. So it's not something that you really needed anyway, that's sacrificed. So I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Taurus viewers. So, I want my dear Taurus, yeah, you have 5 of Wands, so that's some kind of competition. 7 of Wands, protecting. So it might be that it's in this area that you have changed yourself. I'm trying to remember the cards that you have had up till now. I'm thinking you are better on defending yourself. So what you have let go of, maybe there was some some kind of attitude of not wanting to cause trouble. Okay, so that's the closest I can get to that feeling. So I want my dear Taurus to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay, so it's done. I will just tune in here for a few seconds. So Taurus, I think you have been a little bit too obedient before with the Queen of Wands in the beginning with the Ace of Pentacles. I'm thinking your new you is much more, you don't back down from a conflict. If a conflict is needed, it's not worse than not being in a conflict. So you're, I think you are less nervous about these kind of things. Yes, so that's mainly it. I'm thinking you are not as obedient that as you might have been before, more feisty. So okay, that's a good thing. Here we have your future there, and this is your now there, and this is the past. So in the past we see the magician. So the magician is like the power that sets the wheel into motion. He is like the choice you make, the visions you see, the thoughts you think. If you, for example, start to dream about something that you want, you will also start to take the steps towards this, and eventually you will have it. So that's the magic process of it all. And he can choose all these elements. He can choose emotions. He can choose thoughts. He can choose fire and earth. So he has all these elements to his disposal. So you see, this is the Ace of Coins, for example. So new beginnings, manifesting things. So it might be that it's in the area of money, but it might also be love, since we had the Two of Cups. And it might be a combination. So something you love to do, for example, or people you love to be with. So you might be coming a little bit more social, but in the same time better boundaries, and that might be what's making you able to be more social. If you have better boundaries, you don't getting so exhausted being amongst people. Okay, so that was the past. It's probably can go back a longer period of time as well. And here in the now, you have the World card. So it seems like you have really succeeded with your manifestation from 1 to 21 in a heartbeat. So the 21, the World card, it's like you are doing the thing you are supposed to do in this lifetime. So you do walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny already with this card. And it's also a birth, and it's almost more a death than the death card, since this is the last card in the Major Arcana suite, and it begins again with 0, number fool. The 0, the fools. Anyway, so this is an ending. It's like you are in the end of the ropes, but when I'm thinking of ropes here, I'm not meaning like you are in danger or anything. I just mean that you have gone full circle with a rope, the snake that bites its own tail. You are at the solution, or where you can actually dissolve your karmic situation or what it is that you have worked with. So I think it's some kind of celebration. It's like you accomplished something, you succeeded with something, you have something that was very difficult for you before. Now you just sacrificed it and wait bye and you are on full speed with doing something new. So it seems very prosperous. When you finally were able to do this, it wasn't so hard, and you might have spent years and years on end to dreading this and not be able to do this, and now it's not hard anymore. Yes, and here we have the Six of Wands. So Six of Wands is Jupiter in Leo, so it shows like a person being a good example for others, a person being a leader, a front runner, a pioneer, someone that shows a better way to do things. So I'm thinking you are opening up new paths for also other people to follow you down this road that you found for yourself. So it's a very good thing, and you're becoming a leader amongst your peers, or you're getting a lot of attention right now. So 6 of Wands. Okay. Past May. And here we have the little Prince of Pentacles. So she's holding the Ace of Pentacles in her hand. So your natural self is holding your mission in your hand. So it can't be much better than that. You are, of course, back to square one, but it's not a bad thing. It's like you have cleaned yourself from all the things that prevented you from being your natural self and finding your path forward. So it's actually like you're very pure right now. So beautiful. Next here is Prince of Cups. So it can again be a very creative expression, like you're getting chances to do things, or you offer other people chances and opportunities. It can also be a suitor coming through, someone maybe being in love with you. But the funny thing is that these people have their back turned towards each other. So I'm thinking it's more like this is you. You are watching here, you're okay, this is my mission, this is why I came here, because this is what I'm good at and this is what I like to do. So how can I offer this? So turning from being like inwardly oriented to being outwardly oriented, and be able to offer this to the world. You see the red and the green, it kind of have shift places, but it's the same colors. So it's like you're out of the woods. But it might be also another person here that wants something with you. First they needed to figure it out for themselves, and now they are able to express it to you. So it's beautiful. It was great connection between people when we are able to communicate what we really feel inside. And here we have a 10 of Wands, so it's a little bit difficult for you to shine your light into the world. It might be like it's maybe it's something you are unused to, or you are trying to do it too perfect, or you are working yourself up into a frenzy. So it takes more energy to do it than what it really needs to be spended in this situation. So 10 of Wands is kind of the flight or flee card. It can be a situation where we a lot of adrenaline is pumping through our veins, and we're really working hard to really, it shouldn't be this hard, because if you do something that comes for you very naturally, maybe you're doing it wrong. Okay, maybe you are doing it with too much organization, or taking it too serious, or having too higher goals in the beginning. So it's like, well, I want this, I'm dreaming of this, and tomorrow I will have it. So maybe having too higher demands on a situation that may take years to perfect. So take things a little bit more easy. Don't rush things. Be satisfied with what you accomplished today, and have a goal, but not a goal that keeps you up at night, so you're stressing about what you need to do tomorrow. Then you have too high of goals, and you might need to take away everything that's not necessary for your life support. But 10 of Wands is a good card also. It's the hero's journey, so you're really being a hero here. But I'm thinking this is something that should come naturally for you. It shouldn't be requiring this much struggle. Okay. So if something is requiring, too much work, sometimes it's a sign that you're not supposed to do it, or that you're doing it in a way that's you're still kind of judging yourself. So if you have started to do something that you dream of that you have always dreamed of, you wanted to do, or something that you're really good at, but you have too high demands on yourself. Here we have the 9 of Wands, so I'm feeling like a breath of the old world, like when we were not happy with how we looked. We were not happy with how we painted a painting. We were not happy with how we sang. We were not happy with There was a lot of things we were not happy with because it was modesty. It was the modesty of the old days. We were supposed to be modest. We were supposed to not shine so bright, or and if we did, we needed to be ready for the judgmental eyes of the world, because they were going to pick us into pieces. This might still be on, but we are less I think that we are less preoccupied with, oh, if I have this dress, what are people going to say? If I do like this, what are they going to say? I'm hoping we have come past this, because it's like false modesty. If you came here to paint paintings, it doesn't matter if they are good or not. You were come here to paint paintings, and this is your longing. It can be crap, but you came here to express something, and that crap is going to help someone else through their crap. So keep your natural expression. Don't fight so hard. And here it's almost like it's getting too much for you, so you're starting immediately to put up boundaries and going backwards to your old and known ways of doing things. So if you finally like became a little bit outwardly oriented and you immediately took on too much, you are now back to a position where you need to learn to put better boundaries and take better care of yourself. This is connected to the Hermit. This is the Wheel of Fortune, connected to the Wheel of Fortune. So it might be like too many things going on, and Nine of Wands, you need to withdraw a little bit to your old ways of doing things, but not like this. Oh God, Five of Pentacles. So that was what I talked about, these old things I remember from school, when you have done something in arts class, and you had to say, if people came and said, oh God, this is so beautiful, what were you thinking when you did this? This is amazing. And you have to say, no, oh, this all drag, you know what you say about clothes. No, oh, I don't like it. It's I did wrong here. I took the wrong pencil there, and I didn't do this quite right. So don't do this. Okay, this is old. You should have gone. No, I'm not having any demands of you. If you still have this way that you feel like this, that you still need to be modest in this way, it's fine. You can be like this, but start to admit, at least for yourself, that you like your drawing or painting or singing, or at least you like to sing, at least you like to paint. Maybe it doesn't matter the result, okay? And you can apply this on any kind of creative endeavor or career, or it might even be in a relationship. No, I don't want to show myself naked. I'm so ugly. So things like this is coming here to surface, and it's like you want to withdraw from the penetrating eyes of the world, because you can't stand being judged. And who's really judging you is you. People wouldn't spend so much energy judging you if you didn't mirror this out from your inside. So it's just to stop judging yourself, and people on the outside will stop judging you, or at least you will stop caring. You will listen to the people that comes with good constructive criticism, like you actually fit much. It looks like much better on you with a blue dress, because it pops out your eyes. This with the orange thing, it makes you look a little bit lifeless. So take the same dress, but pick a blue one. So that's someone trying to help you, and like revealing their taste, which doesn't have to be everyone's taste. Maybe someone else will say, oh, don't take the blue one, take the orange one, because that makes you glow so beautifully. So this personal taste is personal, and if you judge yourself by other people's taste, that's awful, because then you will have to fit into 10,000, 10 million people's different opinions, depending on how many people you reveal yourself to, and that's hopeless. So try to be more comfortable in your own skin. Try to not have so high demands on yourself. you are going so well, doing this so well here, and here you kind of crashed and burned a little bit, and it's just because something inside of you. It's not really something on the outside. This is how you're treating yourself. It's your thoughts, I would say, that's making it a little bit problematic for you. Either you are thinking things and people are picking up on these thoughts waves and they are saying it back to you, and you said, oh, I knew it. It's awful. So they are just picking up what you are already thinking, and it's amazing how people can pick up on things. Clear your head. Clear your head, clear your schedule, start again, square one, take it easy, breathe, okay? Yes, High Priestess, that's my boys and girls, okay? High Priestess is better. She is like what I said. I like to paint, so I paint. I love to sing, so I sing. I like to write, so I write. I love to help people with their taxes, so I help people with their taxes. And of course, we want to make our clients happy, but we can't really crawl out from our own skin to make people happy. We can educate yourself, but we can't know everything. We can get around and see different people's painting and get inspiration, but we really need to find our own expression and what we are good at, and not being so preoccupied with how other people are experiencing us, because this is your true expression from the divine. Who are anyone to judge this? And it is important with criticism. We are learning so much from criticism. If someone is saying, well, now, Queen of Cups, you have had this since the fall. And I will say, yes, I have had this since the fall, but it's a year. I want to have it for a full year, and then I can change. But I will take the feedback that maybe it's get boring to see the same stupid cloth day after day, like month after month. So sometimes we need people to say things to wake ourselves up, and we can take it as messages, but we always need to evaluate them as we evaluate the intuition that we get from the divine. Okay, I get the instinct that I will use. I actually got the instinct that I wanted to use this deck, the Sacred Rebels Oracles, but I couldn't really trust it. So I took forward my pendulum and I asked which card I would use. And it became another deck. And I said, well, I don't want that deck. So I asked again if I please could be able to use the Sacred Rebels. And I did. So no one could change my mind anyway. I wanted what I wanted. So we need to give ourselves some slack and not be so darn like perfectionist. Okay, the divine might have had a plan with other deck, and I had a plan with this one. So, okay. And here we have 8 of Wands, so that's better. It's still fiery, it's still this hero's road, but it's lighter energy. It might still make you like really tired, okay, because it's like being out in the sun's rays all day, and you had a hat on, but your brain is still cooking a little bit, and you're lying panting on the floor because it was too hot in the sun. So it's high frequency energies. When I first learned tarot, I learned that this is Uranus energy hitting you, wants to transform your deepest, like finding your deepest truth and make you reveal it to the world. So it's a card also about truth, communication, truthful communication, explaining things to people so they really understand what's going on. Because sometimes we can actually see that people are judging us in the wrong way, like, oh, here they have got it all wrong, and we might need to clarify one thing or two. Communication is good. If it's too much silence, people start to wonder if you're too mysterious and my way or the highway, like the High Priestess a little bit, because she's only listened to her divine radio and don't listen to anyone else. Then we can be seen as a little bit on the autistic scale of evolution. I'm thinking autism and HD, ADHD or ADHD is kind of evolution, and here she can be a little bit like she don't really understand other people all the time, but here she needs to, because it's going to be some kind of collaboration or communication with other mortals. And it's triggered by maybe Uranus in this case, because we have, of course, tomorrow, I'm thinking. Tomorrow, yes, we will have Uranus actually fully going into the sign of Taurus. I talked about this a little bit on the astrological report. And but this energy, Uranus is moving so darn slow, so it has been on the cusp to Taurus forever. So this energy has already affected you. It won't like hit you like a hammer tomorrow. I'm doing this the 14th of May, and tomorrow is the 15th of May, so then it officially transforms, but it's not. It has been in your sign and Aries for a very long time. It's big, slow moving planet. Okay, and here we have Aries, actually, the Lord, 10 of Wands. Okay, so it might be that, oh, I see. It might be that Uranus is dragging in some Aries energy in your life, Taurus. So you will feel like you need to put the world on fire, because the Lord, Aries, is kind of the ignition. They are igniting things and putting seeds everywhere and starting off different projects, and they are not really good at finishing them always, but they are supposed to ignite things, and other people are supposed to take on and continue what they have been, like they are like a sprinkle of ideas. So you might have a sprinkle of ideas also here, but you, as a modest Taurus, you're thinking, nah, that is not for me. I can never do things like that. And actually you're supposed to, but you're resisting it for some reason. Maybe you think you are not good enough, or Aries would think that they are good enough. They would try. So I'm thinking this energy is like making, it's a virus coming and making Taurus forced into making their dreams come true. So scary. Yes. And 5 of Cups. So 5 of Cups, it might be like you might have an authority figure in your life, or an imagine authority figure. Sometimes we can like have a, as I said, a voice in our head telling us like, sure, are you really sure? Are you going to present it like that? Are you really going to say like that to your colleagues? Is this for real? Like a smug voice inside your head telling you what to do. And you might also have it on the outside, like a authority figure or a husband or a wife. Yeah, some people tell us that their wife is the government, as I told Leo, I think. So someone here is going to make you disappointed. And it might be, as I said, your own inner voice, because this comes really central in the reading. So you have some little bit problems with authority. Probably you, Taurus, haven't become your own authority just yet. So you're still in the midst of trying to make an outside father happy, kind of like the patriarchal God in the Bible, or society, IRS, my school teacher, my boss, my husband, my wife, whatever it is. So you are trying to make someone else happy, and you think that you are not succeeding. And of course you can't succeed, because as I said, if you're trying to make someone else happy, you get a little bit lost, because there's so many someone else. So you need to be in so many different ways, and it's better if you can find what I saw here, your true expression. You were on such a good path here, and then you started to second guess yourself, I think, and you compare yourself maybe to other people, because you have 5 here. So it's like this with society and tradition, and what they do and what I do, and what I should do and what I shouldn't do, and yeah, okay. So the 5s, and it's the feminine 5, so I'm thinking it has to do with bad self-esteem. It's not like someone else is winning over you, it's like you're beating yourself down. Okay, I will see the last card here. And here we have a King of Cups. So Prince of Cups and King of Cups. Prince of Cups, usually Pisces. This is usually Scorpio. Both cards can be Cancer as well. Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups, and King of Cups. I'm thinking of drugs, okay? Some of you might be feeling so disappointed on yourself that you are becoming addicted to some things. We can be addicted to many things. A love situation, we can be addicted to our phone. That's very usual in these days. Alcohol, of course. There's a number of drugs also you can be addicted to. It can be... it can be a number of things, eating, but it's not all bad, but it's like you want to give people love. You want to give them the most beautiful things. And it's like the gifts isn't good enough. It is like you think that your gift to the world isn't good enough for the world to have. It's like you have this, I'm feeling the love with this card. So you're thinking that people are worth more. It's a little bit sad, honestly. Why shouldn't you believe that the people want your gifts? Okay, and this might of course be a water person in your life that's like this. They're closed off. They don't want to show you the stuff that they made for you because it's not going to be good enough. You're not going to like it anyways. It's almost like a little child and the world here. Okay, so I'm thinking this is what's on the agenda and needs to be healed. We have a story here. This is Lilith, the first wife of Adam, the Lord here. And he has really tried to affect her, like try to communicate with her, try to make her see it his way. Okay, this is how it should be. This is what I have figured out. I'm the man, I'm the myth, I'm the legend. You should all listen to me. But Lilith, she didn't have this, she didn't want to do this. It was boring. She had her own connection with things and she didn't listen to, maybe not with more than half of ear to what Adam said. She had her own inspiration coming from the divine and not maybe the world leader of Adam. I'm thinking this is very old, and it might be that during the course of time you have actually started to believe in what Adam said, and that you are not good enough, and that your intuition is just mumbo jumbo, and it can be darn dangerous as well. Maybe you are a bad person, need to be burned on stake for these kind of things. So through the eons of time, maybe you have learned to doubt yourself a great deal, and now you need to step back into becoming Lilith again and your own authority, not letting yourself be judged or thinking that you're too small or too insignificant or that your gifts are not worth sharing, or whatever kind of minority complex it is that I'm seeing here. Yes, okay, this energy has gotten to you and it got you good, but you still have your beautiful spiritual connection left, okay, and you're sitting on a throne here and she's standing on with this bench. So it's like something wants to be seen, something it's lifted up, it's put on display, okay. So I'm thinking that there's something with yourself that you need to start to align with, become your own authority, and also value much more than what you do now. Okay, so it might also be like a Scorpio or an Aries person making you very disappointed and feeling like, oh, they always wreck things here. I can't really, it doesn't matter what I do. They are not helpful. So it might be this too for some of you. Okay, so going into the future, we have the Princess of Cups. So now we have the Princess of Pentacles and the Princess of Cups. So you might be dealing with a water person and their fragile inner being too. And we see here the High Priestess. Her army is made of children, okay? Because her army is her antennas. How she speaks with the divine, it's her superpower. And she speaks through the antennas, the waters, the mission, the longing that she has, the inspiration that she has for doing things in her life with the Page of Wands, Page of Swords, the antenna that takes in the angel radio. So this is her troops, and they are fragile and vulnerable. And of course, it was easy for an authority to squeeze them and say that you are not good enough. And now you need to acknowledge the superpower again and kind of bring it out from wherever you have put it, because it's on the agenda here. 2 high priestess and 2 inner children. So, this is good, but I'm not sure how I can show this to you. King of Wands. King of Wands, the Lord, 9 of Wands. It's some person in the outside of your world. We also got the Queen of Wands that's trying to show you with brute force how you need to become. So the worst person in your life that's being obnoxious, taking all the room, telling you what to do and what not to do, you need to become more like them, okay? You need to get their type of authority. The High Priestess already had it, but it might have been that kind of kidnapped your kids, your inner child aspects, and got to you that way. So if you lost your little army, maybe you lost also your mojo, and then you felt fragile, and you started to believe in all this what authority said to you. And all this, of course, is challenges, great challenges upon you. So you will rise up to the occasion. And how you rise up to this occasion is answered by these 3 cards telling you boundaries. Don't listen to that crap, okay? Align with yourself. Believe in yourself. No, never let yourself down. Don't say stupid things to yourself like, this is worthless. I can't use this. You don't say it's worthless. You say, okay, that was a good try. I will try again. I will see if we can make it even better. And no judgment in that. No hard feelings in that. No sadness. No disappointment. We actually need to make things several times before they are great. It's like what I told, maybe it was also Leo, some sign anyway, about inventing the phone. It won't be done on the afternoon. You kind of need to invent the phone. It will take a lot of mistakes to do that. And if you give up and say, well, I'm useless as a scientist, then there will be no invention of the phone. But now, unfortunately, the person that invented the phone, I think it was 2 that almost invented this in the same time, they did it, and they walked through a lot of opposition and like a lot of mistakes and faulty assumptions, like, if I do that, no, it didn't work, and they didn't become like this, okay? They stayed like this, strong, determined, like with their longing, their dream clear before their eyes. They didn't give up just because they didn't succeed immediately. So some patience. Here we have the ferret, so it's number 14. We can see 14. It's 1 + 4 is 5, 5, 5. And here we have 9 of Wands, the Lord, that's the King of Fire, the Emperor of Fire, and this is King of Wands. So fire, 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 and 5, 5, 5. So it seems like you're up against some... it can be imaginary, as I said, in your head, but it can also be on the outside of you, like a really strong force. Maybe they are clearly here to make you be able to not take disappointments that hard. Okay, so they might disappoint you with a lot of things that they do, but it's just so you will see their example and take in their energy. So if you have a bully in your life, you might need to become a little bit more, be able to talk a little bit more harsh towards that person, and not only use nice and beautiful words, not like steeping to their level, but there's some things that needs to be said, and your high priest know exactly what that is if you trust in her. And when you trust in her, you become this authority, and then you will not care about being disappointed. Actually, it's like you are being cooked a little bit into like a stew, and here you are being mixed with a lot of other people and experiences and mistakes and disappointments, and when it's cooked and ready, you will come out as an authority figure. You won't be as fragile, or you won't take everything in like a sponge, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, and here we have an 8 of Pentacles. So this is when you don't give up on inventing the phone. You actually continue doing this. And with the King of Cups here together with the 8 of Pentacles, it's like you are healing yourself and doing a good work on it by taking in this authority. So 8 of Pentacles is a good card. It's like living the same nightmare over and over again, but always coming up with new different ideas how to fix the problem, so you finally can speak through the phone. Okay, and then we have the 9 of Swords. So it's a lot of anxiety here with you, Taurus, but it comes from you. So if you want it to end, stop beating yourself down. That's as simple as that. And stay with the pain, because the pain might be these small princesses here that has been not... they have not been well treated throughout the eons, so they might be in a lot of pain, and might also be in the bottom of your basement or something, where you store your archetypes that are too traumatized, because you have 9 of Wands here and 9 of Swords. So I'm definitely thinking you are traumatized, and when you stay with the pain, you will digest it. And when the pain doesn't come anymore, the thoughts, the bad thoughts and the sad stories and the judgment of yourself doesn't start and become triggered. So, and it's the same, if you don't think these bad thoughts, your pain won't be triggered. So you need to start to treat yourself much more gentle and be much more awake and aware of what you are saying to yourself, how you let yourself treat you, how you let other people treat you. And this is just a process. When you wake up and when you see what you're doing to yourself, this won't be a problem anymore. I see lovely energies here. It's just that you need to learn to align with them instead of beating them down. So that's the only thing, really. And when that is done, you will be able to share your gift with the world without getting exhausted. Because why you are getting exhausted is because you have this judgmental voice inside your head. Okay, so I will read the Lord for you, so you will learn now what it is that you need to do. The Lord, it's the central energy of this reading, so it's kind of all over the place. So it's very important, this energy. Lord. A mature man is seated in the traditional pose for this card, with his leg crossed in the figure 4 position, symbolizing both the numerical value of the card and the sign for Jupiter. He is seated on a throne of carved stone outdoors in a rugged mountainous region. He looks grave but not stern. He is the archetypal father or pater familias, but he also represents the Lord as good in nature. Okay, the Lord as God, okay, in nature, okay. And so he exudes a sense of masculine power, fertility, and virility. He wears a headdress of antlers, each with 7 tines. This crown showing that the Lord combines the worldly power of kings such as Otter, with the power in nature of Cernunnos, or Herne, the Lord of Animals. So it's kind of the devil card. In traditional decks, he is known as the Emperor. So he has connection, all the horned creatures. This is Aries, you are Taurus, you are horned. Capricorn, the devil, is also horned. So you have this, it's like your natural expression. It's just that you have forgotten it because your nose has been dragged in the dirt for some 4,000 years or so since we went out of Taurus. Yes, where were I? Yes, His dress reflects the fact that he combines the power of a king, of law and order, society, with the powers of nature by marrying the greens and browns of the natural world with the golds and reds of temporal authority. High in the sky as an eagle flies, representing the powers of consciousness, clarity, and analytical thought used by the Lord to rule his kingdom. In one hand, he holds a staff symbolizing his authority. The pitcher symbol on the lightning rod carved in his staff, reminiscent of Jupiter's thunderbolt, shows that he is connected to the world of spiritual principles and that he is not afraid to make decisions others might find harsh. With his staff he leads and protects, but the land around him is dry and the wind blows. He needs his consort, the lady, for life to flourish and blossom. So it's about making your home, your life, your soul into like a kingdom of your own. So not letting people trample through it, letting the I'm seeing a lot of Mongols coming over the walls. So it's something with maybe Genghis Khan or that have happened in history. Not letting the hordes trample through your kingdom, your beautiful inner garden. So make your life into a beautiful garden, and don't accept being bullied or badly treated inside of there. Teach people how to treat you with respect as you learn to treat yourself with the same respect. Okay, so make your own kingdom. So for Taurus, my Sacred Rebels Oracle cards with Alana Fairchild. What do you want to share with Taurus at this beginning? Beyond the mind, the heart beats. It's actually also the back side of the cards. So I guess it was the favorite card, 21. And it's also the world card here, 2021. I opened it also, the first thing I did. Wonderful. 21, and it's the Empress energy. So you have been the Empress energy all the time. It's just that you need your Emperor, so it's rather the other way around. You are this beautiful nature, it's just that you need an Emperor to protect you and rule you. So to get things done instead of just, oh, maybe no, I shouldn't. In the chaos of modern life and the constant fluctuation of our minds, it can be difficult to remember that a sublime sanctuary lies within. Yet it is always there. Beneath the ceaseless activity, there is an endless, vast spaciousness that restores and connects us to something greater, something that exists outside of time. Some might call it eternity. Within that sanctuary, sacred sounds is felt rather than heard. The sacred sound is actually the reverberating heartbeat of the entire universe. Your own heart's rhythm signs with the greater universal heartbeat. When you look inside, Taurus, you might feel a lot of pain, but just feel that pain. It's like your vibration is trying to tune in with the universal vibration, but if you haven't listened to your pain for a long while, it will be a little bit out of tune. Because your pain is messages. It's not something that's there to hurt you. It's just coming with some messages, and if we refuse to feel it, the messages will kind of add up to a crescendo of sound. So every time you look inside, you will feel like, ah, okay, we'll scream inside of there. Okay. Yes, the totality of life, all of your being can be felt as one through listening to and feeling for the sacred sound of the heart beating within you. It is for this heartbeat that we experience a love that is true. Sorry, this heartbeat that we experience a love that is more than preference or attachment. This is the love that inspires energies and moves us to create, even beyond what we once thought was possible. Your love for life, the need to feel alive and express yourself, and the quest for that which is truly fulfilling, these are the sacred urges that rebel against fear and promote passion for being alive. They flow through your blood and can be felt through the beating of your heart. This oracle has a message for you. There is the way of the mind, which can make mountains out of molehills, even when it thinks it is turning mountains into molehills. And then there is the way of the heart. It is a subterranean and moves softly beneath possible obstacles, intelligently shifting with exquisite sensitivity, sensing the way forward through dangerous pathways and responding to what is before it even occurs in the physical world. However, with the heart's intelligence, we cannot see and know in the same way that we do when we allow the mind to direct us. We have to be open to another way if we want to benefit from the initiate intelligence of the heart. This mind sees, plans, and strategizes. The heart feels, responds, senses, and intuits. When we walk the path of the heart, we must feel and respond rather than plan our way. It is a different way to live and create. It is closer to the earth and to the source of life itself. It is not for those who are lacking in courage and trust, but you are not one of those. You are being asked to trust your heart and to drop into it. The mind is important, but it cannot supplant the heart. The role of the mind is to serve the truth of the heart. That is, to create the spacious chamber or receptiveness into which the sacred rhythm of your heartbeat can resound. So I'm thinking that you need to combine these two things. I already think you walk the path of the heart. That's not the problem. The problem is that you don't sanctionarize it. You don't give it authority. Okay, so you need to give that path authority, and then you're fine, Taurus. Okay, so no worries. I think you have an amazing reading and an amazing energy, and all this what's happening in your life, you're kind of doing it to yourself. So when you stop, the world stops doing it to you as well. So take better care of yourself, put yourself in the position of authority, become the stubborn Taurus that you are. Don't budge. Okay, when you are put your mind to something, don't budge. This is how it is. I know it. I feel it to the bones. You don't have to persuade others people. They don't just need to leave you alone so you can do the things you want to do. So it's kind of that. You will probably read in other things to this reading that I can't see in my world where I'm not a Taurus, because it's not something very significant with this 555 and this 9 of Wands, the Lord, the King of Wands. It's some kind of boundary going across this whole reading. And we had very sweet, beautiful energies in the beginning. I'm thinking this wants to come true, but this boundary, it's making it a little bit hard. And then you are kind of back to doing things in some old way that's not fully beneficial for you. But it's you're living the same nightmare over again. It's a willingness to find the problem and fix it. It might just be that you are looking for the problem with you, but there's no problem with you. The only thing that's problem with you is that you don't believe in yourself and don't trust in yourself and don't align with yourself. So then if you will do that, those problems will be over and you will be grounded in your beautiful inner kingdom and this beautiful inner space of yours. And then it doesn't really matter what happens on the outside. You will be able to take it. So you don't have to worry so much. Okay, I hope this helped. Thank you all for watching, liking, and subscribing to my channel. I also welcome you back to the June reading, mid-June reading that I will perform in the beginning of June. Okay, bye-bye.